Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we have a guest, and we are going to talk about interview questions, both for the couples and for the single people. And as you know, so the green card application is next week, but interviews are going on right now, so we're going to discuss about the interview questions both for the single people and for the couples. And I have a guest. She's among the, she's married. She also has a kid, and she had the experience to. She has like an experience she went through as a couple. So she's going to share her experience as a couple and the question that she was asked in the interview. So her interview questions, and also I will share my interview questions. So I'm going to let her introduce herself. So there you go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joanne, and I'm here in Winnie's YouTube channel. Okay, today we are going to talk about the interview questions for the couples.
Yes.
Okay.
So Joanne, what are the interview questions that you guys were asked on your interview dates? Do
Okay.
you remember?
Yeah, I do remember the questions we were asked,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to let everyone know that, like, it's not all questions are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the questions we were asked are not the same question they are going to ask every couple. I mean, they can ask the same questions but not the same way.
Right.
Yeah. So for us, my husband was asked his question, and when it was my turn, I was asked my question. I've
Mm-hmm.
heard people talking about being asked questions when they are together, but
Mm-hmm.
for us it was not that way. So for my husband,
Mm-hmm.
he was asked, like, is this his name, like, is this how you, like, for me, let's say, is this Joanne? That was the first question he was asked,
Mm-hmm.
and he answered yes.
Mm-hmm.
And after that question, he was asked, when did you when did you graduate from high school?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he answered it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any other question?
Another question is, did you attend any college? Yeah,
Wow.
and he said yes, he attended a. In fact, he was still in college at that time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Another
So,
question was like, for him, he was like, where did you meet your spouse?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he said where we met. And after that question is like, are you guys related in any way? So I think that's those are common questions
Right.
that are being asked during interview. And I want to let people know that during the interview, you need
Mm-hmm.
to be careful in everything you're going to answer. Like, when you are talking, they are writing every letter you're
Details.
saying. Yeah, everything. So for
So,
him, those were his questions.
so for his questions, were you asked the same questions like for you when you were called? And let me ask you a question: like, were you called the same time, or Like, did he go and then you were called, or did you both go the same time, or how was it?
Yeah, we were there,
Mm-hmm.
all of us, but I was told to step aside, and he was asked his question,
Mm-hmm.
and when he was done, it was my turn.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you went first and then you went next.
Uh-huh.
So, were you asked like the same questions, or were they different from his questions?
For me, the first question she asked me was like, is this the only child you are having? And I was, at that time we had one child.
Mm-hmm.
I told her, yeah, this is the only kid we are having. The second question was, uh, where did you meet your spouse? Like the same question she asked my husband.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, where did you meet your spouse, and where in particularly?
Mm-hmm.
So like she wanted me to just say where in particularly, not just if it was in church, if it was in, like if I said we met in, let's say, in Nakuru, was it in an hotel, was it, yeah, or just in the streets?
Right.
Yeah, and I answered
So you
it.
have to be specific.
Yeah, you have to be specific.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So another thing for the couples,
Mm-hmm.
uh, before you apply for your green card, I think it's good for you to officiate your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because for us, we 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 didn't officiate we officiate our marriage after we applied for the green card. Yeah, so the good thing was, before the results came out, we had already officiate our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say because I'm not in that category. So people who are not married, at least now you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you are back there and you're not married,
Yeah.
go and officiate your marriage. Like she's saying,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe it has its own benefits, and like it has its own advantages and its own disadvantages. So go ahead and do that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do they also ask like do they ask like do they ask kids some questions, or do they not ask them questions?
No, our daughter she was still young.
Mhm.
She they didn't ask anything.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't ask her anything, and yeah, nothing.
So do they ask you to give like proof of pictures, like photos,
Oh
for you
yeah, they do
to show
ask.
like you are married
Yeah,
together?
they do ask for photos. They need photos
Mm-hmm.
to see if you guys were together before applying green card.
Mm-hmm.
And in the pictures, you need to write who is in the picture and where.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. That's. I think the interview is it's a big deal.
Especially for the married, right?
Yeah, and I think for us, I think because we were young, so.
Mm-hmm. That's why it was so like difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because for us, I think our experience is not like for everybody. Even I've had
Mm-hmm.
people being asked only 3 questions,
Mm-hmm.
but for us, there were many questions we were asked.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, that was a lot.
yeah, that was a lot.
But you made it. You finally made it.
Oh
So
yeah, we thank God.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're here. You're
Yeah.
enjoying, right?
Yes.
So you just have to be confident and just, show what they just give them what they want, and
Mm-hmm.
show proof.
Yeah.
give them what they want, and that's all you have to do, you know?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I think now, yeah, for our questions, I'm done. I think now we are waiting for you for your questions, like an answer. What did you say?
Okay, so for me, for single people,
Mm-hmm.
they always, like, usually they'll ask you like, are you single? Like, that's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
They will ask you like, are you single, or are you married, or are you single?
Mm-hmm.
So they will want to know like, are you single or are you married? So depending on what you're going to answer,
Mm-hmm.
they will they usually, because when you're answering your questions, they are looking at your forms that you already filled, like your DS-260,
Mm-hmm.
because they have your forms, and they're writing everything like
Yeah.
down.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I was single, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So usually, yeah, I was single. So if you go there and you start saying, because when you fill the forms, you said you're single, and then you're
Yeah.
going for the interview, and you're
Mm-hmm.
going to say that you're married. So you have to stick with one answer.
Yeah.
If you're single, you have to say you're single. If
Mm-hmm.
you're married, you have to be married
Mm-hmm.
until that time you're getting the visa. You have to stick with your answer. If you're single, you're single. If you're married, you're married
Yeah.
until you get your visa.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
again, yeah, go ahead.
I just remembered. And again, you don't have to explain a lot of stuff. You just go straight to the answer. They don't want you to explain a lot of things.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like
yeah.
for that, where did you meet and where in
Mhm.
particularly? Just go straight to the point.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, okay, so another question that I was asked was like, have you been to the US before?
Mm-hmm.
So they would want to know like, have I like, sometimes they want to know like, have you been to the US before, or
Mm.
have you not been to the US before? So
Yeah.
for me, like, it was a no for me.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't want, I didn't have to answer like so many questions,
Yes.
because they would want to know like, where were you before? Did you come here for a visa?
Mm-hmm.
So they would want to know like, when you came here, did you extend your visiting? If you came with like a visiting visa, did you extend it? You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you came for with like a student visa, they would want to run like your records and want to know like more about how you stayed here.
Yeah.
Maybe you extended your visiting visa. So they would want to run like your background check, and
Mm-hmm.
know more
Yes.
about you. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you're coming over here and you're getting like those visiting visas, sometimes it's always good to kind of don't overstay, in
Mm-hmm.
case that in the future you're going to look for such kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good to kind of
Yeah.
just follow the law.
Yeah.
Do things the way they want to be done.
Yeah.
Then I was asked like, if I didn't like do if I was asked if I had somewhere to go, like I didn't have like, they asked me,
Yeah.
yeah, they want to know who is your host,
Mm-hmm.
where they live,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want you to come over here and then you come in to be homeless,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then because they don't want you to come here and then you're homeless, and then you're coming to be homeless, and then you have problem and issues.
Mm-hmm.
And because the government, when you come over here, the US government should not take, they're not
Mm-hmm.
responsible
For
for
anything.
any
Yeah.
of such things. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to be responsible for yourself and
Yes.
all that.
Okay.
And then one more thing that I was asked was like, mm, what was it? I was asked like, have I ever applied for like a visiting visa? Like, have I ever been denied a visa? or have I ever been given a visa or denied a visa? And I
Mhm.
said no,
Yeah.
because I had never applied for any visa to the US.
Mhm.
So my answer was like no.
Yeah.
And then like I think that was it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't have like so many questions.
Mhm.
And yeah, but they usually have like so many questions that they will ask you like in the interview questions.
Yeah.
For example, they want to know like, are you traveling alone or are you
Mhm.
traveling with someone else?
Mhm.
And if you're traveling with someone else, like, who are they,
Mhm.
and how long are they gonna stay there?
Mhm.
That kind of questions.
Yeah.
And sometimes they will also want to know like, do you have family here
Mhm.
in the US?
Yeah.
And yeah, such kind of questions.
Mhm.
So if you have family, you have to be specific and say if you have family or you don't have family.
Mhm.
But yeah, but in most cases, if you know that you don't have like close family members, don't say that you have family unless it's your family, like your mother and your
Mhm.
father.
Yeah.
That's your. But if it's not like family like your parents,
Mhm.
that's not your family. So
Yeah.
don't have family unless it's your family.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then again, they will want to know like, especially for the single people,
Mhm.
they kind of ask you like, how long are you going to stay? They want to know like, how long are you going to stay in the US. So
Uh-huh.
depending on what kind of visa you are getting,
Mhm.
sometimes they want to know like, how long are you going to stay there. So
Yeah.
depending on what kind of visa you have,
Yeah.
because especially for the single people, they want to know like, are you gonna come back?
Mhm.
Because especially if, yeah, because for the single people, they know like, sometimes when single people come here, they can come and get someone and get married,
Mhm.
and they will
Yeah.
not go back. But for the married people,
Mhm.
once like you guys are a couple,
Yeah.
so you get as such kind of questions,
Mhm.
because it's automatic that you guys are married. But for the single people, they usually want to know like, are you gonna how long are you going to stay there? Are you going
Mhm.
to come back or you're not going to come back? So
Yes.
don't tell them that, what, I'm not back. So just tell them that I'm going to stay, if it's or maybe like 10 years,
Mhm.
or let's say like 5 years.
Yeah.
Just say that I'm going for 5 years, and then after 5 years I will be back. Even
Yes.
if even though you know that after those 5 years maybe you won't be back, but just say that I'll be back after 5 years.
Yeah.
That's it. What you want is your visa. And
Yeah.
then who knows, you don't have
Mhm.
to say that, what, I'm not gonna come back.
Yeah.
you know yeah. So yeah, so I
Okay.
think yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what we had for today, guys, and I hope you enjoyed.
Mhm.
So just prepare your stuff ready and don't freak out. Just
Yeah.
get
Mhm.
your things ready
Mhm.
and go there and be confident.
Mhm.
Stick to your answers,
Mhm.
and you got it. So,
Yeah.
right, John? Do you have
Yeah.
anything to add?
Everything will be okay. If you
Yeah.
just relax, don't freak out.
Hmm.
Everything. Just answer the question the way they are. Like the answers you are having the answers because you're the one who was feeling the DS-260. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I know. Especially for single people, it's not tricky.
Mhm.
It's kind of tricky when, especially when you ask like, there are some questions that are tricky, especially when they ask you like, are you going to come back?
Yeah.
Maybe like, I don't know what to say, but
Mhm.
just say, yes,
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
But for married couples, sometimes it's tricky because some questions are tricky depending on you don't know what your partner will ask. Some questions are kind of tricky, but you can just play smart.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you guys can have your time and
Mm-hmm.
plan your questions, play your, like, you can just play your games and answer your questions once sometimes when you're home, and uh do like a play games together, and just know your partner well, and it's gonna be okay. So
Yeah.
it's not something that's gonna freak you out. So yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Okay.
yeah, so I think that's it. That's what we had for today. And John, do you have anything else to add?
No, I don't have anything else to add. I think we already said everything, almost everything. I don't think it's everything, but we tried.
Yeah, I think we tried.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, we wish you all the best
Yeah.
and good luck to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that those questions are going to help you out. And all the best.
Yeah.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe, subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to my channel and also subscribe to her channel.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Winnie, for having
Subscribe to
me.
my channel
Mhm.
and subscribe to her channel. Subscribe to my channel and also subscribe to her channel.
Okay.